Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Young Black Men. Today we're gonna actually talk about a subject that I've been kind of on the fence on. In light of the some current events that happened as of late, Bernie Sanders, the Democratic presidential candidate, speaking on Black Lives Matter, and the incidents with him, and the actual sort of an ex-militia, not militia, but like ex-military group called Oath Keepers. I was wondering if black people actually need white people for black empowerment. There's a lot of organizations like the NAACP that have been funded on white money and fronted by black faces, and there's questions on whether that's in the long run has been beneficial to our people or not. There was an incident with Rachel Dolezal posing as a black woman, and she became the head of the president of a chapter of the NAACP. And after the controversy came out about her, people were some people were honestly still in support of her, even though she wasn't a black woman. And it just kind of made me wonder. What do you think?
I think yes, and I think the proof is like, if you look back historically with any movement in America, specifically the civil rights movement and stuff like that. I mean, I think that those are examples of like this is why they are needed, to help black empowerment, and not just the black movement, any movement, in America. It's just a necessary thing. It's like, you can't just have one, minority group, caring about something to make a major change in America. I mean, that's why they're a minority.
So
they're just a minority. They're by definition, there's less of them.
Yes, but I mean, let's look at the situation we're dealing with here. We don't have a lot of people who are like willing to give money to fund institutions, even though we might have some white people saying Black Lives Matter, holding banners. I don't think that's enough, if that's what they're going to do. I saw a video to parallel this, dealing with the issue of Israel and Palestine, and the war between them. There was this boy, he was a Jewish boy, he had on a yarmulke with, I think it was the Palestine flag covers, and I'm not sure what you call that, kind of the checkered scarf that they were usually wearing.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, but the scarves that they wear over in the Middle East, they sometimes wear it on their head, they sometimes wear it around their neck. But he was wearing that in support of Palestine, saying how Israel shouldn't be going to war with them and bombing them and back and forth and so on and so forth.
Okay.
And he ended up getting beaten in the street and taken into jail.
Okay.
But that kind of support, I'm down for it. And I'm not saying I want, white people to get killed alongside blacks, but the willingness to stick your neck out and endure some type of risk on the behalf of black people, instead of...
Okay, but now let me ask you something about that now. It's like, all right. Considering that it isn't something that plagues them as a people.
Yeah.
Is it really reasonable to ask that? Like, has black people, or really any other kind of people that weren't directly affected by the issue, ever willing to really take it that far? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we don't really see a lot of that stuff happening here on United States.
No,
so,
it never gets to be that bad.
We see stuff happening over in other countries, and we can't run there and go protect some innocent child from getting caught in the crossfire of whatever war. But here specifically, we were paying reparations for the Jews from the Holocaust here. We're still that comes out of American tax dollars. So financially, we show our support.
That's true.
You know, and that's everyone. You know, knowingly or unknowingly.
Okay,
And
now I have an opinion on this. Now we brought up. Now I do feel that they are necessary for any movement to work. Obviously, I mean the majority of the country, and they're just people.
Yeah.
But my issue with this question is that like black people, and this is where I agree with you. It's like I do agree that black people can do more to help themselves.
Definitely.
I definitely agree with that. Because like and we were talking about this earlier.
Right.
We were talking about the graduation statistics and like the degree completion rates, in universities and colleges and stuff like that. And like black people out of any ethnic background is by far the lowest.
Yes.
And it's not proportional with our our representation population wise in America. It's
right.
not. And we're under Latinos, which they face a lot of the same economic issues that we do.
But but I will say that they have a culture and a set of values that they have intact that can drive them forward. And on top of that, other factors, I think, especially when you're dealing with, immigrants coming into the country, whether it be Chinese, Mexican, or what have you.
Now, the Chinese immigrants are different because the Chinese immigrants, for the most part, if you can get over here, it's like you are a higher class of citizen, like yours are professional, some sort of education or something like that. So when you immigrate over here, you kind of have a leg up economically.
Do you think that's because, overall America kind of respects China as a world power?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just China wants to come here for our resources, and it's harder. It's harder for
but why do they get
Chinese people to get to America from China than it is for like Latino people from other countries.
Okay, so
you know what I mean?
the gap. So it's just like, oh, you made it here, you deserve to be here.
Well, yeah. Well, it's easier to get the people that we want from the country. And to keep the ones that we might not necessarily want to let in out.
So there's a better screening process.
Exactly.
I get you. Well, but the thing is, with the Latino community and blacks, or versus the blacks, they have their gang violence, but who doesn't?
They do.
But even still,
and white people do too.
Right,
yeah.
but they're still able to prosper on a level that my people aren't experiencing right now.
Yes.
And I truly believe that's because they come from a culture where a lot of other places don't have the same safety nets as America's, like, food stamps, welfare,
True.
and just being a single mother has like a plethora of social programs to provide financial aid. A lot of other countries, Yahada was telling me that some women over in these countries are afraid to have, children because of their economic circumstances.
Yada is his girlfriend from South America, by the way.